Corona has caused tremendous loss in our lives. As a teacher, I feel the academic loss of our students of different schools, colleges, universities, institutes. I was thinking of it, if I could help the students in any way, maybe very little, but still. So now I decided that I will take, I'll just, I am a teacher of political science and I teach political theory, Western political thought. I can help in explaining some problems, trying to answer some questions which come up in the minds of the students. So I planned that every Sunday from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. I will receive the phone calls of different students, especially those from remote rural areas where net connection is difficult to get. Also those who are economically not very sound, they have difficulties in having mobile data. So I asked the students to call me over phone from 10 p.m. till 11 p.m. I will receive the calls and I will arrange for conference, so I can discuss a few things which they will ask me. I will try to clarify as far as I can do. I do not know a lot of things, but I will try. Those students who do not have smartphones, for them I am arranging this. But what about those students who have smartphones? For them, I am uploading these videos in my channel in YouTube. You please listen. If you have questions, put them on the comment box. Next Sunday, I will try to answer them and I will try to put them, upload them on YouTube. The first topic I choose is Idealist theory of the state. It is one of the oldest theories. More than 2000 years ago, in ancient Greece, Idealist theory developed at the hands of Plato and Aristotle, and then it was developed by French philosopher Rousseau during the time of Enlightenment, that is long after the ancient Greek period, and also by German philosopher Hegel. Hegel was born in 1770 and he died in 1831. So in this long journey, idealist theory developed. What does it say? It says that the state is prior to the individual. First the state, then the individual. The individuals derive their identities, their personalities by virtue of being the citizen of the state. The state is natural. Some believe it is a divine entity, and the state is an organic body. If you take out an individual, it has no significance. Its life is meaningless, unimportant, when it is the life of an isolated individual. It attains fulfillment through self-realization, through membership of the state. So individual is not self-sufficient, but the state is self-sufficient. And idealist theory also says that the state is the highest moral entity. Plato talked about the perfect ideal state in which justice is to be realized. For him, the state is the highest moral entity. For Aristotle, the state aims at the highest moral good. A man who is not a citizen of the state is either a beast or a god. Aristotle also said that man is a political animal. So, being the member of a state is in the nature of man. So, idealist theory directly goes against the social contract theory, because it does not believe that the state is the result of a social contract among the individuals. Also, idealist theory goes against the liberal theory or individualist theory, because it does not give importance on the individual. As compared to Plato, Aristotle gave a little more emphasis on the individuals, but still state is far more important than the individual in the eyes of Aristotle also. Actually, idealist theory believes that the isolated individual is just like a beast. he has no language, no moral awakening, human personality cannot develop into him. All this is possible only within the state. And the individual should identify himself or herself through the identity of the state. The well-being of the state is the well-being of the individual. The failure of the state is the failure of the individual. It is just like a flower in the plant. If it is a rose plant, the flower will be a rose flower. Similarly, the identity of the individual depends upon the identity of the whole, that is the state. In ancient Greek political thought, we find that they didn't distinguish between the state and the society. The state, according to idealist theory, is an end in itself. It is not an instrument, not a means to serve some other goal, some other purpose. But it is an end in itself. To be a member of the state, that is the purpose, that is the destination of life. Jindagi ka aakhri manzil, life's final destination, is to be a moral being as a citizen of the state. Rousseau contributed to the social contract theory like his predecessors, the British thinker Hobbes and the British thinker John Locke. But Rousseau, strangely, he was an idealist as well, because for him every individual has two wills. One is real will, the other is unreal will. Real will is selfless, it aims at the well-being of the whole community, but unreal will is selfish, self-centered. Sometimes individual is misguided by unreal will, but the true freedom of the individual lies in the real will, and all these real wills are taken together in a refined way. We have the general will, the concept of general will, G and W capital. This general will of a community, that is the highest moral will, and this moral will, this general will, it is embodied in the state. So, one should not go against the directives of the state, because that will be going against the general will, and that will be going against his or her own real will. So he or she will lose her freedom. So if someone tries to violate the state directives, then he or she should be forced to be free, because true freedom lies in the obedience to the state. That means idealist theory believes that the state can do no wrong. Hegel also asserted that through the dialectical process of development of reason or spirit, we ultimately attain citizenship in the state. First we have family, thesis, then its antithesis is the civil society, it is the negation of thesis, and then thesis and antithesis are negated, and at a higher level we have the synthesis, that is the state. State includes in itself all the good qualities of both family and civil society, and state discards all the bad aspects of both family and civil society. Hegel believes that the state is the march of God on earth. That is a very famous quotation from Hegel, a very popular one, but it can be translated in a slightly different way, but the meaning is almost the same. State is the embodiment of the highest morality, highest moral spirit. So Hegel says that the individual can attain his or her fulfillment of life, moral elevation, only through the state. So now, criticism. Liberals and individualists, they say that idealist theory glorifies the state so much from a moral point of view that it actually subordinates the individual to the state. The individual freedom, individual liberty, individual rights, individual personality, all these are sacrificed at the altar of the state. The individual has no right, no moral right to resist the state. Marxists pointed out that idealist theory does not understand that the state is a class organ. In a class divided society, the state is an instrument in the hands of the owners of the means of production in order to subjugate and exploit the laboring classes. Idealist theory does not understand it, and maybe it cloaks, it covers, it hides the true character of the state. The state is an organ of coercion, but that is hidden in the explanation given by the idealist theory. That's all.